So officially it's the end of the January transfer window. Such an exciting one, such an amazing transfer window for some team, while for some teams it was just a quiet window. It was an underwhelming transfer window for some teams. While some teams were happy, it's not the case for the other. Welcome to another episode of the Microwave. Please hit the like button, please subscribe to the channel, please share this video, please hit the notification bell, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's a whole lot we're going to talk about today. Who are the winners and the losers of this January transfer window? Some teams fans were so happy, while some teams it was really underwhelming. Some teams are just hopeful that towards the end of the season, come May, they'll probably come out with a better performance, better results. So let's see which teams are actually the actual winners of this January transfer window and which teams are actually the losers of this January transfer window. Your teams might actually be involved. Please follow me into this new episode. We're going to start with the actual losers of the January transfer window. I'm talking about the big six teams now. Which of these big six teams, or which of these Premier League teams are actually the winners and the losers? Please ride with me. Starting off with the losers, I would say Arsenal are part of the losers of the January transfer window. They've been ravaged with injuries. Plenty players don't go injury for Arsenal. It's been an underwhelming performance for some players in Arsenal, in the Arsenal team, while for some players where they really play well from the beginning of this season, they ended up getting injured. Now I'll give an example. The player like Saka, at the start of the season, Saka carry Arsenal for his shoulder like this. Saka carry Arsenal for his shoulder, like on numerous occasions, on numerous times. Saka proved to be the difference between Arsenal actually drawing the game or Arsenal winning a particular match. He was so good. He was scoring goals. He was making assists. He was assisting the team, both in attack, both in the midfield, both in the... Saka was so good. This season was one of the major seasons of Saka. Saka carried Arsenal on his back. Saka made sure where Arsenal were lacking goals, when there was actually no striker to score, when Kai Havertz lost form so bad, when Gabriel Jesus was not starting matches, Saka carried the team. Saka played so well, but unfortunately, during the course of the season, it got so bad. Saka got injured, and they had to turn to other players. On the long run, Gabriel Jesus came into the team and he started scoring. Yes, Gabriel Jesus started scoring for fun again. But unfortunately, it got to a point that he got injured. And now, not just an ordinary injury. He got an ACL injury. It was such a bad injury for him. My heart goes out to him. When you start finding your form again, you can't go get that kind of injury. He got like in our village people, they follow him. It was so bad. I feel for him, you know. But he will be out of the season, obviously. Then there comes Waneri back into the team, you know. And even Raheem Sterling, they got from Chelsea, has not been in the team here. He is not starting games. He has been out of form. He has been unfit. So it was just so bad for Arsenal this season. Ben White got injured at some point. Calafiori got injured at some point. You know, it was so bad that even Gabriel at some point got suspended. You know, so it was a really very, very bad couple of weeks for Arsenal. And what they were supposed to do at that point now to go inside the transfer market and get players for replacement, either on loan or permanent buy. Because at this point, it was now obvious that Arsenal needed a striker, which they've been clamoring for, which they've been crying for so long. It was quite unfortunate that Arsenal couldn't get players to support, to help in this trying time, in this trying period. But I just wish them well. I just hope that during the course of the season, towards the end of the season, some of these players will come back, some of these players will pick form and probably do well towards the end of the season. Not really be so bad for Arsenal, but I just hope that these loopholes, these covers that this injury has cost them, they will be able to cover it. Striker, very, very important for Arsenal, but they look and say, well, they could manage Havertz till the end of the season. Havertz can actually get injured. Havertz is actually out of form. So how do you propel your team to the end of the season? That will be left to see at the end of the season. Another team that has actually not done well in the transfer window is Chelsea. I would actually rate it an average transfer window for Chelsea, because Chelsea didn't really officially buy anyone. The only person Chelsea buy was Amogu. Now, this is an unknown player that nobody knows from Adam. He just came on the last day of the transfer window. Chelsea, this transfer window, were concentrated on outgoings. Outgoings of Ben Chilwell, João Felix, and other players who actually wanted to leave. Kasaide and the rest. So they needed to clear out some deadwood players. Most of those players that couldn't even get into the Conference League team, the Chukwuemekas, they had to let those players go. So Chelsea, this January transfer window, they just concentrate on outgoings. That's what I would just say. At this point, Chelsea were actually on a losing form. Chelsea didn't really play well in the last couple of weeks. Since 24th of December, Chelsea have only won 2 games out of like 8 games. So Chelsea actually lost form in these last couple of matches. Now, at this point, won't you address those certain areas that you need reinforcement? Won't you address those certain areas that these players are not doing well? So Chelsea actually thought of the fact that, okay, it's better we clear players than to bring a player. That's the dumbest thing to do. Chelsea needed a striker. Chelsea needed at least a backup for Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea needed some kind of players that could change things for Chelsea going into the last phase of the season. Chelsea needs it, and it's a matter of necessity and urgency. Chelsea needs to qualify for the Champions League. Not be whether we go qualify, whether they don't go qualify. No, Chelsea needs it. Is a must. So if you are willing to qualify for the Champions League and you lose form for these last couple of matches, you need reinforcements in those key areas where it is very, very necessary. But Chelsea being Chelsea, the sporting directors being the sporting directors, they prefer chasing 16, 18-year-old player, and at the end of the day, just at some point, Chelsea was chasing Martin Stell from the beginning of the window to the end of the window. At the last day, or second to the last day, he went to Spurs. So it was a very bad transfer window for Chelsea. They probably thought that we could just sell players instead of reinforcement. But the reality is Chelsea are even more weaker, out of options, than they were a month ago or 2 weeks ago. They lost the Sassi, they lost Chukwuemeka, they lost Kasaide. There was so much. Ben Chilwell, there was so much. So I just hope Chelsea actually rejuvenate their season. I just hope Chelsea actually picked up well and qualify for the Champions League, which is the most important thing. I wish them well. Now to the teams that actually picked up this January transfer window and say, this January transfer window, we need to sign players. This January transfer window, we need to go from how good we were to a better team. And 2 teams actually stood out for me in the Premier League. Number 1, Manchester City. Manchester City in the last couple of months haven't been doing so well. They've been so underwhelming, so bad. You know, they've been losing and drawing and losing. This is not the typical Manchester City we all know. This is not the typical Pep Guardiola team we all know. But they've broken records in a negative part during the course of this season. And Pep look and say, during the summer, we no cover up for Alvarez will go Atletico Madrid. During the summer, we did actually buy some certain players where we actually need. Let's go into the transfer window. Let's go into the market this January. And oh boy, Manchester City spent almost 200 million euros. What? But one thing I like about their signings, they actually signed where they were lacking. They actually signed in a position that was very, very necessary to sign. I'll give you an example. They bought in the defense Kusenov. John Stones was always injured. There are some players in the defense that weren't doing so well because Manchester City have been conceding goals over and over again. They bought Kusenov to help. Yes, he's a young player, but his talent is there. Kyle Walker said he wanted to leave, and they brought in Reyes from Brazil, Palmeiras. Now, to the attack, they saw that Alvarez left. There was no really cover for Haaland, and they went to get Mamouche. Have been doing so well this season in Eintracht Frankfurt. They went to bring him in. Now, these are the basic and the most important places they need reinforcement. Now, on the last day of the transfer window, they went to Porto. They went to get Gonzalez from Porto. To cover Rodri, because that Rodri position has been so open from the start of the season, since he went injured actually. Because Kovacic at some point has been injured. Gundogan cannot play there because Gundogan will always bump forward. some other players are not living up to expectations. So even Matheus Nunes self, he has not been living up to expectations. Most part of the season, he has been playing from right back. So they say, we don't need to leave this position like this. Let's just allow Rodri rest. Let him recover fully. And they went to get Gonzalez. Such a smart buy, such a smart signing. They spent a lot, but they spent where necessary. So I will rate the number one, the best reinforcement this January goes to Manchester City. It was an awesome transfer window for them. Now, the last but not the least, the second team that has actually did so well this transfer window has been Aston Villa. Yes, you heard me right, Aston Villa. Perfect signings. They allow John Duran leave for a record 70 million plus. You know, they actually let him leave to Saudi Arabia because they got a very good striker. They've spent so wisely. They have spent so wisely. They went into the market. They got Asensio. They got Rashford to help their attack. They've got Disasi to help their defense. They've got Donomalen from Borussia Dortmund, and they've got a very good right back in Andre Garcia. So the signings has been so good. 2 defense, that's one in the central defense, one at right back. They get one attacking midfielder and Asensio, and they can also play on the wings as well. They got Marcus Rashford in attack as well, and they got Donomalen also in attack. So it was just an amazing transfer window for them, and I just hope these players actually prove something. They got some on loan, they got some on permanent buy. I just hope these players prove something. It's not just about buying multiple players, but we have all known Unai Emery as a very good coach who could have so many players, so many new signings together and do well. So it was a very good January transfer window for Aston Villa. They actually want to go find the Champions League, and they want to qualify for the Champions League again. So it's a good opportunity for them. I will always rate Unai Emery high. I will always rate his tactical decision. I will always rate his signings. He is a very, very good manager. This is a manager that has won the Europa League back to back in Sevilla. So he is a very good manager. He's highly rated. He has coached the likes of Arsenal, PSG. So Villarreal. So you would understand how good this man is and how good his signings could be. So good signings for them. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these teams actually impressed you the most in the January transfer window? Which of these teams do you think will actually not do well come May at the end of the season? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Please, if you have not liked this video, please hit the like button. It helps push this page forward. Please hit the notification bell. Please share this video, and most importantly, please share this video. Thank you so much for your time. I remain your boy Mike Way. Until we meet in the next episode, stay blessed. Cool.